broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Yay! We gotta listen to it. Oh, y'all, we're back for Hart of Dixie, season 4, and we are talking episodes 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
So excited. You guys, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
We've been waiting. I'm one of your hosts, Whitney Lane, and I'm joined with the lovely new co-host.
Yes, Tara Johnson. I'm so happy to be here.
So thank goodness we got some new people here to talk Hart of Dixie with us. Super excited. So I think we just have to kind of go with what's obvious here. We've got to talk Zayd.
You have to do it.
Zoe and Wade, people.
Have to get it in.
Okay, always they have been my couple from the beginning. It's always been those two that I wanted to end up together.
Well, it's always been Wade's abs to me. So
Girl.
I mean,
Girl, I know what you're saying.
You know, that paired with anybody is really great. But yeah, it's always been him and Zoe.
It
always.
has, you know. It's like she's had the flings, Joel and George. It's like enough of the good guys. We got to get with the one that you actually have the chemistry with.
Well, I knew George wasn't going to last. That was just too easy. And Joel, bless his heart. You know how we
bless
Southerners.
his heart.
Bless his heart.
I would agree with you completely on that one.
That wasn't going to last. But
So,
he gave it a good try.
Let's talk about kind of how it started. It was kind of shocking to me, actually, because it's really been a long time since we've seen them interact. And we know right before season 3 ended, he was moving away to open up another business. And she was like, what's going to happen? I care about him. And she told him, but we did not have a clue what his reaction was going to be. What did you think?
I knew he was going to come back. I was really surprised that he took so long to come around.
8 weeks.
8 weeks. How many times did she say, a lot can happen in 8 weeks?
And it's very true.
It's very true. Now, I was really surprised that he put up as much of a fight. I wasn't that surprised when he gave into the sex. I mean, that was, I will say, Rachel Bilson, her boobs look amazing.
Honey, she just had a baby. She knows.
They looked fantastic in that little, like, brassiere thing. I mean, and the bikini, like.
She's so cute in
so
general.
Cute. She can catch any guy
Everything
she wants.
she wears on the show in
give me a
general.
break.
So we knew that Wade was going to fall for that.
Right.
I get here's my thing. I had a problem with him last season dating her cousin in the first place. And they were serious and he liked her. And I'm like, this is annoying because in the end we know we want Zoe and Wade together.
Right.
He's just so afraid. He is so afraid of opening up.
Well, he has always gone with what works with him, which is his good looks, his abs, and his sex. Remember, he's telling AB, I know women. I know women. How many times to say that? So that's what works for him. And, you know, they're darting in and out. This woman one day, that's who Wade is. And now Zoe is not only asking for more, he wants to give her more. He just doesn't know how to do it. And that's a really scary place for most people. I mean, ask my exes, but that's a whole different topic.
Well, and my other problem with him is he cheated on her. So for him to sit there for 8 weeks on his butt, waiting, you know, and acting like, oh, I don't know if I can do it. It's like, dude, you cheated on her in the first place. For her to come back and be like, I love you, that takes a lot.
It takes a lot, but I will say, and if anyone quotes me, I know this is on tape, so I cannot deny I said it, but him even cheating has to do with being afraid and being scared too.
He's afraid of commitment. He's
totally
always,
afraid.
That's his issue. But like, man, they have a lot to work through.
Oh, wow.
The unfortunate situation is,
Dun, dun, dun.
drum roll please, there is now going to be a baby Zayd.
Yeah, she's preggers.
Girlfriend's pregnant.
Yeah.
I kind of love it. I don't know. It's like they're forced to be together forever in some sense.
But I'm a little confused, though. I mean, we've been talking, and I guess it's speculating whether this is the last season of the show or not, but I can't see the two of them in Bluebell
co-parenting,
as parents walking around with the baby in a stroller. That's hard for me to see. I mean, I think it's going to be really cute if she's pregnant and they figure it out.
Yeah.
But post baby being delivered, that's really hard for me to conceptualize.
It may not happen. Like, at least by the end of the season.
Right.
13 episodes. I mean, Another thing with this show is you never know how long in between episodes. It could be 4 months, or it could be like 3 days.
Or it can be 2 years. Like, it can be like, oh, we're dropping off at preschool for the first day.
Exactly. You just never know. I'll just save it for predictions because it's something I've always wanted to happen. But what do you think about his reaction to this?
Well, I don't know if he had a reaction. At first he laughed.
Because he thought she was kidding.
Well, I would have too. I will say I was a little disappointed with the way she told him. I just thought it was a little too blatant, a little too, I'm going to roll up on you in the Bluebell streets and just drop this on you.
A little too frustrating for me because it's like, I literally thought they were going to drag this out to next episode and she still hadn't told him, and I was getting very frustrated because I'm like, girl, you need to step on up. He's taking you on a date. You're going to a nice dinner. He's sitting there talking about taking it slow. So you say, actually, I have to tell you something.
There you go, right there. That's exactly what I said. That whole reaction of her saying
running out,
that wasn't fair to wait at all.
It kills me.
Yeah, it wasn't fair to wait at all. I mean, I really thought when he said, LaVon, I'm going to raid your liquor cabinet, I thought somehow he was going to end up in Zoe's house and look in that drawer with all those pregnancy tests. That's how I thought they were going to tell him. So her just rolling up on him on the street, I was like, womp, womp.
I know. This has always been an issue, is the communication in this town. Always. This is why we have these storylines. Obviously, this is why we're watching, right? Because they keep it going. But I don't know. Those two really have got to get on the same page. If there's a baby coming, did you think it was her baby?
Yes.
You did?
Because you know what? The lemon thing, I mean...
Well, they framed it really well. Like, she's sick to her stomach and what's happening. And then there's the chart that says it. Then you could see, though.
Yeah, it would just be too confusing for this show because if Lemon is pregnant by Dr. Henry Dalton, which seems to be some kind of like toy person that someone made up, right? And then George and LaVon are both in love with her. That's too complicated for Bluebell. Like, they don't get down like that.
Step on back. We can't use 3 men. We can only have 2.
I mean, that's like, Days of Our Lives, Bold and Beautiful. That's not Bluebell, Heart of Dixie. So I figured it wasn't her. We knew it wasn't Cricket. We knew, I went through everybody else and I was like, oh.
It's Zoe, which you could see by her face after she put the chart down.
Yeah.
What do you think about the way she's handling? She's literally freaking out. Calling it a curling iron. Can we talk about that? That's the title of that episode, the curling iron.
I loved it though. I love the curling iron because at first, you can, if you're not really paying attention, you can really, I'm like, why is this chick upset about a curling iron? But she just didn't have any other way. She couldn't even say it. I think when she was in the bathtub and said, I'm pregnant, was the first time she actually uttered the words, right? She just, I would be freaking out myself. If I had to stand up in front of the preteen group and give them a talk on sex education, I'd be freaking out.
Shoot, those girls too.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, what is happening? 13 years. So what do we do? Like, what's next? Can we start doing this? I was just like, oh gosh. And she's not the one to be asking right now after she just got pregnant.
No, but those questions are so real. Like, I loved it. They were like, where did you get how is your hair always so perfect? Where do you get your clothes? Where's Joel? I love how they break out her entire life. Like, they're tweeting about her all the time. Like, Zoe and Wade and Zoe and Joel and Zoe and George are hashtags for them. Like, they're doing it every single day.
And that's such a small town view right there too, because what else are you going to talk about except the love triangles in this town?
Of the out of town New York doctor who now has been knocked up. That'll be the next topic of conversation. But she's freaking out. I'll be freaking out. You wouldn't be freaking out?
Oh yes, I would. But I did think it was interesting. The one person she kind of alludes to the fact of having a baby is Rose, who is this teenager.
But Rose is so mature. And in some respects, like, LaVon is Zoe's confidant in certain things, but Rose is too. Like, they're both her constants. And they both ground her when her head gets loopy in Zoe. I'm going to, pull this antic kind of thing.
Right.
But both of them always ground her. And they just are so mature. Even though LaVon can be a little...
Which I think is why she chose not to tell him, because LaVon's caught in the middle there between Wade and Zoe. Rose, she's loyal to Zoe, and she can sit there and say, what do you want to do?
But I'm actually surprised she didn't tell LaVon. And I'm really curious as to how she's going to tell him.
Well, he finds out from Wade.
Oh, that's right. I wonder what he's going to say to her.
Which I thought was also interesting, because he comes back with the beer, and he's like, Zoe's pregnant. And then they pan out and you just hear, baby, there's a baby. Like, these boys, I don't even know. After 4 6-packs in?
It probably is more than that. And some hard liquor probably too. I always always think about it because in the beginning of the show, remember how George was so in love with Zoe and Zoe thought she was so in love with George. And now that's kind of like a complete afterthought until the little like pre-tweens bring it up. But you're sitting there as George and then Wade comes in and he's like, Zoe's pregnant. You don't feel anything. You don't remember anything. Like you don't. That was like the whole first 2 seasons.
He's just confusing in general because let's be honest. He's with Lemon, and then he like despises her, in love with Zoe, and now he's back in love with Lemon. I can't keep up with that boy.
Yeah,
he's a little much for me.
What's going on?
This is what I think needs to happen. Find somebody who is not somebody you know right now. He needs a different girl to come into Bluebell, and that's who he ends up with. He's too boring for me. Find somebody new. He's dated Shelby. He's dated Lillian. He's dated them all.
What was the poor girl at the flower shop? I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
But I'm like, George goes on a lot of dates.
He's worked the town.
He has worked the town and probably the next town over too.
So that's such an interesting triangle right there. George, Lemon, and Levon.
I don't like it. I'm sorry, I have to just lay it right on the table.
Okay, tell me why.
It is not my favorite storyline because I think it's somewhat played.
Oh, well,
like,
yeah.
I think the Lemon, Levon, and George thing happened in the first season or
I would
two,
agree.
right? And to bring it back just makes me feel like there's not enough people in Bluebell.
There aren't. But even when Lemon brings home other guys, they're all fake relationships. So it's like she still has an attachment to both of these guys. I think we never saw the Levon-Lemon relationship develop because we only heard it as an afterthought. They cheated. She could confide in him and tell him, be honest with him. I think that's what's happening. I think she's going to... I've wanted to see it, actually, for a long time. I think it's going to be Lemon and Levon. George, it's just done. We've been there, done it. You left her at the aisle. You cannot come back from that. It's just not going to happen.
I mean, I agree with that. But, I mean, I have to say, now, and I would hold this for predictions, but if we're going to...
I know, it's too hard.
Let it flow. I'm going to let it flow. I'm voting for Levon and AB.
It's not going to happen.
I love them together.
Okay, we said them. We'll talk about them in predictions. Okay. It's hard. It's hard. Oh, gosh. I know. I want AB to have somebody good, too.
That's what I mean. I want her to have someone. I want her to have someone good. I think he's one of the greatest guys in town.
But don't you want her to have someone who's totally in love with her because he showed that he was not? She deserves that.
Of course she deserves that.
He
but
said
I think at the time, she wanted more than he was able to give. It happens in everyday relationships.
He needs closure with Lemon then, because it's never going to happen if he doesn't have closure with Lemon.
Then I will wait and reveal my whole entire prediction.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
But AB, I have to comment on her because she has become kind of the center of this girl friendship. She's friends with Zoe, and she brings Lemon and Zoe together. Friends with Cricket when people are being mean to her. Like, I love it.
She's the center of the town. I mean, she
works at the doctor's office.
She connects Brick with, she knows everybody's information, and her holding these poor secrets in the second episode. She was about to explode. Mm-hmm. But I actually want her to be more than that because I think she's so sweet and so great and such a grounding, centering person that I want that love for her. I mean, I want that real, the other guy who she had, who I knew that wasn't going to last. I mean, it was too fast, it was too quick, it was too much. Mm-hmm. But I want that real love for her. And I want her to be more than just the town, confidant.
I also want to know about her first husband. I want to know all of that backstory because without that, I don't think we know. I think there's something there. I hope they dig deeper than in writing this season and we kind of peel the onion back. You know what I'm saying? There's so many layers to all these people. I mean, Cricket, did you see that one coming?
No, I didn't see that one
coming. I saw it as her husband. I thought for sure he was going to come out.
Yeah, what's up with him and the Pilates instructor and his hair?
You know what I'm saying? That is what's so funny is because that's what we would just assume, and then it ends up that Cricket is actually gay, which is amazing because here we come in Bluebell. She's probably scared to death. There's not one single girl she can date.
I love the fact when she came out. I thought it was the greatest thing ever.
It was shocking.
For a town like Bluebell. And now to throw that in... She's like, I'm the only lesbian under the age of 40 in the state of Alabama, I think she
Since you can apparently send out a flyer and try to meet people.
That makes
sense.
Have to do. I don't really know, but you got to do what you got to do.
That is online dating in Bluebell.
Right. But I love the fact they threw this in because it was so unexpected, especially from someone like Cricket.
Who's just this Southern belle you would never in your life.
Stepford Bluebell person. So I'm curious to see, what is that? Was it JC, the woman who was the firefighter who came in, who asked her out to dinner? When's that dinner
When's that coming back around?
I want to see that
whole
dinner.
firefighter scene we can't even discuss. It's just like this one thing about the show, there's always some big event that's happening in Bluebell, whether it's like a fair or they're trying to get a baseball field or whatever it is. And this time it was trying to get a firefighter. What was it exactly?
They were trying to establish a volunteer fire department. And I want to say it's a hot mess, but that's just bad because of the fire department. But that's what it was.
It was, and it didn't happen.
It was just a hot mess.
Yeah.
But but there's always something. The Renaissance Fair, I remember.
That's what I'm saying. There's always something that it's like, this town never slows down.
It's the most entertaining town ever in the entire country.
Gotta be fun. You always have an event to go to.
Yeah, always have something to do.
So obviously the fire thing, that was between George and Levon. They could not get along because of their fight over Lemon.
But I will let me say, I think this is what I like about men that I don't think women are able to do. These two guys are friends. Mm-hmm. They like each other. They are somewhat best friends, I would say.
Now, after hating each other because of Lemon in the first place.
And now they can actually look at each other and say, yeah, too bad you're in love with Lemon. And they can laugh about it. Chicks cannot do that.
Oh, never.
Women cannot do that.
You can pretend, but you still got that deep down.
Right. I mean, look at Zoe and Lemon. Like, they're somewhat, I think they're now barely frenemies, right? Like,
they're getting there. I think with Lemon kind of helping Wade. I love that storyline.
I love that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I mean, they're barely
they're not friends.
They're not friends, right? But Wade, but Levon and George, they go out drinking, they go out investigating, they go out snooping, they go out handling Lemon's business. Right. Men can do this. Women cannot accomplish that. We cannot do it. Oh, no. Absolutely not.
But what's going to happen? Because right now they are friends, but the situation is they're still going after the same girl.
I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen again. I'm sorry to spill over predictions. I don't think it's going to happen because I think both those storylines are gone to me.
Yeah.
I think their chance is going to come where they can fight for Lemon. And I think both for their own respective reasons, Levon's going to realize he's in love with AB. He's not going to do it. And I don't know what George's thing is going to be.
George is stuck alone.
Yeah, I don't know what George's story is going to be. But I don't think either one of them are really going to pursue it because they're going to figure out that that's not really their source of their affection.
Oh, it's so hard in these small towns because it's like you have such history with a lot of people. As we see with Brick and his new lady yet again, Shelby. She back in town, people, with her little baby.
I don't know how I feel about Shelby, and the baby is cute.
So cute.
But the story of the baby's conception is
so strange.
Is a tad strange.
I wouldn't expect anything less for her, though, because she's so crazy.
She's insane. When she pulled up in the red, it looked like a hybrid BMW, right?
Right.
With the red shoes and the red car and the red polish.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. I said to myself, this can only be Shelby. Like, who else can this be?
Golly.
And she is just a lot to roll with.
She's a firecracker.
But Britt can't help it. Like, he just can't help himself.
I kind of like it because I was always like, who is Britt going to end up with? You know, we never really saw Lemon's mom and what happened there. He's got this overprotective, annoying, nagging mother.
Oh,
like,
Betty.
She is on my nerves.
Get on the boat, honey.
For real. I don't know if it's happening. But then it's like he's dated these people and he's gone on these dates with the women his age, but it's just never caught on. Shelby's the one that's kind of kept his attention and kept him working for it.
I kind of like what he said to Lemon when he said, I know you guys don't like her and I know it's crazy when she's around, but it's so much fun. And sometimes you just need
want that.
He's like, and I just love her. Like, honestly, if a guy said about me, you know what, she's crazy, she drives me nuts, but I can't help it. Like, I just love her. How can you argue with that?
You can't.
You just can't.
And Lemon couldn't, and neither could Grandma Betty.
Yeah, but if Lemon's sister comes back,
Magnolia.
She might be able to argue with it because she's crazy too.
That's true.
I'm waiting for her to come back.
We shall see.
But I mean, I think Shelby's, cuckoo and loco and causes a bunch of trouble, and she confesses, I'm selfish, I wish I could tell you I could change, I got a baby that's not even yours, but
she knows it's strange. But how funny that she, of all people, end up going to she went to some psychic and they said you're going to be friends with Grandma Betty, and she loved her. Of all people, she's the scariest grandma I've ever seen in my entire life, and she loved Shelby.
But being Southern, Grandma Betty ain't that different than a lot of grandmamas and just everyday women I meet. But you know what? You take them in small doses.
Right. She's not there all the time like that.
Betty got to go. It's been too many episodes. It's time. Betty got to go.
I agree.
Get on that boat.
I'm like over her. I really am. I'm sitting there like, just go. You're ruining everybody's lives right now.
It was too much when she got to the point where she was literally, when she had AB
feeding her drinks.
Yeah, in the corner, like, purge yourself, honey. Just let it go. It was a little too obvious. obvious for me, and it was like, Betty, you have nothing else to do.
Nobody likes you. Nobody wants you here.
It's time to go. Betty, it's time to go.
And how awful. Because I really thought, like, poor Lemon. She's literally going on a cruise that you're making her go on to find a man, comes back with a studly looking thing. You know, they are putting on a great act. Just give her the money for fancies. That's what she wants to do. Don't you want her to be successful?
But that Dr. Dalton was just too doggone perfect to be real.
And they knew, man. Oh, you just wait. I just thought about this. You wait till Lemon finds out that Levon and George are the ones that ruined her getting that check for fancies. Yeah. Then talk about a twist.
That is true. Because I will say the wrath of Lemon is no joke.
She's not going to love anybody who ruined her dream of owning her own restaurant.
But I mean, I'm just... Come on, Grandma Betty. I mean, how much can you put this child through?
Did you really think... I did not expect her to rip up that check. I thought she'd say, oh, you tried to please me so much. I see that it's just not time for you, but I want you to put all of your energy and passion into this. Like, that's a loving grandmother. Not someone who tears up that check in front of you.
But she's a loving grandmother who wants her grandchild to get married.
That's all she wants.
That's all she cares about. It's not so uncommon in the South.
Again, I was going to say.
It's not so uncommon in the South. I mean, my mom is probably sitting around going, when you going to get a ring too?
It's the only question I get. Home for Christmas, right? So are you dating anybody?
There you go.
My fridge, it's got maybe 11 save the dates on it. I'm like, people need to slow down.
No, that's it. That's what we do in the South. You get married early, have kids. I mean, that's just what we do. And when you get older and you're not doing that, I mean, people ask me when I go home too. It's like, well, you know, your friend got married. Like, what do you think?
Yeah, I know. I've been at all of them. I see it on Facebook every time I log in. So let's just relax.
So that's just what Grandma Betty wants. But Grandma Betty's just not on Lemon. She's on Brick too. Like, when are you going to get your pitiful love life together? I have to make sure both of you guys are in order before I get on this boat.
I need to learn a little bit more why she acts this way. There's got to be a reason that where we could come to the point where we love her. But it's just not happening right now.
I think it's love deep down.
It is, but it's
pushy,
annoying.
Mother, grandmother, I love you. I want what I think is best for you.
It's exhausting.
So this is where it's coming from. But love you, Betty, but it's time to go. It's time
Let's
to go.
hope she got on that boat.
And let's hope we can tape that check together.
There you go. There you go. She'll find a way. They'll figure it out.
Lemon and AB always do.
Thank goodness.
They will find a way to get that money.
What a first couple episodes. Is there anything else we're missing? I'm trying to think. It's a lot thrown into it.
A lot thrown
but
in.
I really think they started this season off really well.
Well, they've put so much out there for us to work with. Oh, I do have a question. So poor Meatball is getting a divorce now or an annulment. This man is forever showing up with no clothes on, and he gets the most coochie of anyone I've ever seen in that town. Is Meatball?
Oh, he's funny.
He's forever sleeping with somebody.
Yeah, I mean,
or
Lemon.
Trying to sleep with somebody.
He's been with Lemon too. Like, there you go. Yeah, he's getting divorced from Lily-Ann.
And now he's like, at Wade's place, thinking Zoe's trying to get with him too. Did you like the singing? I Walked the Line.
No.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, girl. She tried. That was, what you gonna do? That was not very good advice in my opinion.
I do. I think I follow and would go with George and Levon's advice a lot more than this sing him a song.
So she's trying it all, but look, it's come around. The question is, what's Wade gonna do with this news that he's just been given? That's a lot.
That's a lot. Well, you know what? If Earl can straighten up and fly right after
Crazy Earl.
Now he's sober, and you see what love can do.
And he's trying to get his son to be in love with the doctor that he loves so much.
He really is trying. I thought he and his girlfriend, Earl and his girlfriend, trying to parent trap trick Zoe and Wade into dinner was the sweetest thing. And Earl really does care about his son. He's like,
that's true.
And I think what he said to him about, even if Mary breaks my heart, it's worth it because I've just been living in fear all this time. Ever since I was like, that's so huge.
And that's what Wade's doing. So hopefully he'll be able to step up.
I love it.
We shall see on Friday, huh?
We shall see on Friday.
Okay, should we get into our predictions?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
We've got so many.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
Okay, take the stage. You've got a good one.
So the way I lay out this whole Levon Lemon thing is that I do think he's going to plan this. I mean, it's Levon, right? So he knows how to romance. He knows how to put on the football college swagger. So he's going to try to plan something very romantic for her. He's going to sit her down. He's going to talk about her. He's going to talk about his love and what he wants from his future. And as he looks in her eyes, he's going to realize, I love AB.
You think that's that easy for him?
I think it's that easy for him. I really do. I think he's going to realize he and Lemon are better friends because they've been really there for each other, even in times they hated each other. They've been there for each other. But he and AB, they just had something for me. If anybody out there agrees with me, let me know.
She's trying real
hard. I want
hard.
some Team Levon AB out there. That's what I want.
Well, here's the thing. I think this could happen. I see it more for George, though. They, if they are going to be fighting over her and eventually tell her how they feel, I think George's going to be like, man, it was the idea of being with Lemon. And really, that's not what it is. I think for me, I have got to see some flashbacks from Levon and Lemon and their time together. I've got to see what that was really like because I've always said, even when AB started dating Levon, Lemon was still a little bit like, oh, I have someone now, but like, ooh, it kind of hit her a little bit. I think we're going to have to see a little bit of that, at least a trial run with those two. I really do think we will. It's been a long time coming because we don't know about their past.
I say we put it to the people.
Okay, yeah, you tell us, people.
You tell us what you think. Is it Team AB and Levon, yes? Or is it Team George and Lemon?
It's not George and Lemon.
Oh, that's what I want.
Levon and Lemon.
Levon and Lemon.
I'm going to see. Now, I also want to know what y'all think Wade's going to do here. What do you think?
Well, I think initially, unfortunately, given the fear that Wade has and the fact that he always puts his foot in his mouth when it comes to Zoe, I do think he's going to run for a minute.
You do?
I hate to say it, and it breaks my heart to say, but he's going to run for a minute, and I think he's going to have to, because I think this is overwhelming for her, and Zoe's going to have to reach out to her mom.
Right, which we see her.
She's going to New York or somewhere with her mom next week, and I think he's just initially going to screw it up, and then he's going to have to chase her and get her back and let her know.
Yeah.
Reverse it, because before he said, I don't trust you, that you won't hurt me again. He's going to have to eat his words.
I am just so sick of this game between those two. And I want them to be on the same page. And I think, I'm going to go opposite here. I think Wade's stepping on up, and that's why he follows her to New York. I think she's going to go immediately. I really think. And he's going to kind of be like dwelling with this for a couple days. Then he's there. He's there, and he's ready to be a dad because he loves her. They've said it. They love each other. So why not make a family?
As long as he has his shirt off, he can do whatever he wants.
You know what I do have to say? Overarching prediction, they end with them walking down the aisle.
I think
I've always wanted it.
I don't see them in the end walking down the aisle.
Okay.
I see one of those fast forward, really, like one of those fast forward 2 year later kind of thing.
Could be fun.
As Wade has their kid up at the Rammer Jammer teaching them how to like dry, glasses, or Zoe has the kid in the doctor's office, but they're definitely a family.
I agree.
They're
together.
They
you
are
cannot,
together.
whenever the season/show ends, you cannot end it without Zoe and Wade being together.
And Wade has no shirt on.
I don't think that'll be much of a problem. They seem to do that at least a few times an episode.
And that's what makes me happy.
So we shall look forward to that on Friday.
Always.
You guys, let us know what you thought about these 2 episodes. We can't wait to be back for the 13 episodes of the season. It's going to be great.
It's gonna be great.
Where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at TJ Wagging Her Tail.
Cute.
Yeah, thank you.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Southern_Wit, and we will see y'all next week.
All right.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.